changed in the last couple of years is that we've had a complete turnaround in the approach to the accessibility of information.
I think open education is a great thing. I think it'd be fantastic if more tertiary institutions or any institution embraced that open education policy. I think that Otago Polytechnic should be doing it and should lead the way.
As an institution, we've embraced the concept of OER as a way of operating that's manifested in our IP policy and our copyright policy, and we've started a journey which we think will be of long-term benefit to not only the Polytechnic but to the sector and, well, education generally.
What the purpose of open education is, so it's access to resources without having to reinvent a wheel, and that lack of realisation that just providing access doesn't necessarily grant a qualification, it provides access to learn.
I'm aware that people in EDC are doing a lot of fantastic, kind of really innovative work around getting people to work more collaboratively in an online format, both in teaching and learning, and maybe by bringing some of our materials to a wider audience. So rather than just keeping it all closed up in an institution where information can only be found in books, we're putting information now available online for many people to see, and they're interacting with it in a different way.
It's not just a giving, it's a receiving as well of all kinds of personal connections and understanding of how the resources could be customised and used in developing countries.
What I think people pay for is not so much the content of the knowledge, they pay for someone who can guide them into it.
The other interesting thing is that wherever I've gone, people say to me, Otago Polytechnic, we know all about your efforts because of the work that we do on Wiki Educator. We are well known for our work and it is appreciated. And it's like a door opens wherever I go because of this work.
Problem with the whole issue of intellectual property, and that, you know, it's crazy, it's constrictive, and I mean it's not as if you're giving something material away and you lose by giving some of your resources. If you share your intellectual property, then you haven't lost anything.
This whole big world out there with little people living in columns, not knowing what the other one is doing. What I think open educational resources can do is connect those people. So not only are they interacting, but they're learning. So their information actually goes up.
Now the emphasis on, you know, let's get the stuff out there, and it really is an exciting thing.
We've had really good feedback about our policy about having open education resources available and being proactive in doing that, and we've actually had really good feedback just about some of the particular resources that we put on the internet and made available as well.
If I want to find out through open education how to peel an onion, I can find that out 70,000 probably ways by purely doing a search on the net. So why shouldn't then someone find out how to peel an onion by Otago Polytechnic?
Huge learning curve associated with teaching online, and last year was our first year, and I would say that some things went really well and other things we can improve on. If we look at how the students have achieved through the year, we've decided that overall they're ahead of the students in the previous year, and there's some areas where their learning is less and there's some where it's more, but overall we're pretty happy with the outcome.
So the vision is to make Otago Polytechnic a key and a lead provider in this area, both in New Zealand and worldwide.
The straight knowledge isn't our core business. Our core business is facilitating people to understand that knowledge or to work with that knowledge.
New Zealand may not be ready for free education, but it's definitely something we can work towards too, and the reduction of those barriers, specifically the financial ones.
Can persuade others who are involved in the same field to become involved in open educational resources and development and collaboration, then that's best for everyone, really.
It's very easy to say, well, why should we hide what content that we generate? Let's make it freely available, and let's encourage people to use it and put back into the pot, so to speak. And I think that everyone ends up better off from a philosophy of that nature.
People can come to learn to use it as a resource. And the greatest vision we can have is, through the concept of ako, is to teach and to learn. And so in teaching someone else, you learn a lot about yourself. And learning from someone else, you can pass on a new way of teaching. And so for me, that's what it provides, not just as a resource, but how we use it. Engaging with it and using it as a tool rather than a nuisance.
I think my vision would be that there is as much as possible out there in an open forum, and that it's available to as many people as possible around the world.
I'll create the stuff and leave it lying around, and then later on I'll see other people using that, and it's fine. That's the way it should be.